Hello, beautiful people. Happy Friday. It's Foolishness Friday here because we ready to cut up. We're back with an all-new episode of Point of View. Tally is not here today, but trust me, she will be back Monday. Yet you'll want to stick around today for this one. We've got a packed show for you today, and joining us at the table is our special co-host, Willie. Willie! Welcome back, darling.
I can't.
Coming up, iPhones might be jumping to a jaw-dropping $2,300 thanks to Willie Boy's Trump. Tariffs, and Texas just passed a bill that could have y'all baby's daddies paying child support even before the baby is even born. Plus, we've got your favorite segment, Girlfriend's Guide, and even more hot topics to get into. So pull up a seat and join the discussion. You're watching Point of View. All right, y'all. Brace yourselves because your next iPhone might just break more than your heart. It could break the bank, too. Reports are saying that if proposed tariffs on Chinese imports go through, we could be looking at a massive price hike on Apple products. Y'all know Apple products are a staple, okay? We're talking the iPhone 16 Pro Max jumping from $1,600 to $2,300. $1,600 was already ridiculous. Yes, a whole $700 increase, and it doesn't stop there. Some experts say prices could even triple depending on how things play out. Willie, please, this is your boy. Please explain what's going on.
So tariffs is a tax. We know that China, as I said before, is a communist country. You have to show them better than you can tell them. So this tariff is allowing them to know that we are not a country to be played with. That's the first thing. The second thing is, on average, tell me how many people actually pay out of pocket for their entire phone without having it on a service plan. And so you would just be paying maybe a couple extra dollars. But this is what I want people to realize. There are many countries who have sided with the United States of America to state that they were not going to go back and forth with this tariff war, and that for 90 days Trump has said that he was going to pause it. With that has allowed for us to see the stock market change in our favor. So no matter how you feel about the great, powerful President Donald J. Trump, we know that this is all a tactic because it is called the art of the deal. It's all the tactic to be able to let the other countries know that we are not weak-kneed as we were under the Biden administration.
This is stupid because we need China more than China needs us.
No, we don't need those Family Dollar things that break in a day. We do. They make everything because we allow them to make everything. You do not think that we're able to have manufacturing jobs.
But it's not going to happen overnight.
Well, that's because we have individuals who want to go out and Amazon themselves to death. We have the ability to have, for real, we have warehouse opportunities here in the United States. Why don't we use the infrastructure that is in place in our own country?
Why don't we stop going back and forth with China and just...
Right. China's going back and forth with us. We're not going back and forth.
China has Trump.
No, China has always had an issue. They know that they are a source and a resource to the United States. That's when you have to strangle them out, bring back those resources back to the United States, put our American people back to work, and build
overnight.
It doesn't happen overnight, but it also doesn't happen if we have so many people.
6 months, not even 9 months.
It's not.
It's going to be terrible.
It can be terrible. Why? Tell you what.
Well, how about this? Let me throw something.
Throw on out here.
And this is the help a little bit. Perhaps these tariffs can also be used as a strategy to cut our debt that's owed to them, or owed to other countries as well. Could it be?
I mean, let's talk.
I tried to help him.
We have we're in debt trillions of dollars. The debt deficit that we have, it has to come from Congress making a clear-cut bill. I want everybody to understand this. It does that budget does not come from Donald J. Trump. That comes to the 435 members of Congress that represent you. If you want to have your debt cut in the United States, you need to be getting on the phone with your senators and your representatives and tell them to stop spending. They want raises instead of making sure that we're having a balanced budget. That has nothing to do with Donald
Well,
Trump.
I agree. They all get paid way too much sitting in Congress.
No, they
Why
don't.
are you sitting up here acting like we could just look up the senator's number in
Right.
the yellow book?
Yeah, let's just call him and stop.
Just you need to call your senator. What, Willie?
They have
Y'all know, Willie
Like
always
what?
got something talking.
Like
and he
every
doing it.
Friday, man. Every
You better
Friday.
know, you
every
better know
Friday.
what's going on before Willie start talking, because he gonna mess you up.
Okay.
You need to go. There is a website. You go to their website and you call
They
their
number on there?
Not their cell phone number, their office number. And I ain't tell you to call their cell phone.
And a lot of them are trying not to speak with their constituents. I'm hearing it all the time.
You hearing it from who?
I'm hearing it from both sides.
Well, hey, thank you.
On
That's
the
all I want
radio.
you to say. On
Yes.
the radio. The radio be lying too. We
They
got
not
that
lying.
crime news network CNN.
Stop it.
And
And we got Donald Jerome Trump out here doing nothing
Doing
but causing chaos. What? Come on.
But when it comes to these iPhones, would you still buy an iPhone if it costs like $2,300?
I absolutely would.
What? I'm not buying it if it's
Because-
$1,600.
It's
I'm
ridiculous.
not buying it if it's $800.
Do you have an iPhone now? Yes or no?
Huh?
Do you have exactly?
I do. And I
iPhones
did pay
is-
for it outright when it was new, when it
Right,
first came
but the
out.
iPhones is the best tool to use, especially when you are a business owner. Androids just do not cut it the same way. It's the most in sync type of
Don't you have
technology
an
that they're
Android?
in. No, I don't.
So
I have two iPhones.
tax us to death, right? That's how it works. Just
It's not
tax the people.
It's
well,
not
the tariffs.
the people are
the
not,
tariffs come down to the people, and the people gotta pay the tariffs.
The tariffs. Where did you pay a tariff?
You gonna have? What, didn't you
Where
just say the phone's
the
going up
tariff
to
is on the
$2,300?
countries. That is not going to happen.
$1,600, and if the tariffs go through, it's
you
going to be $2,300 that you gonna pay. Not Donald J. Trump.
No,
not even Willie.
You have these world
gonna pay it.
you have these world economists
Okay.
that only state this because that is what they do. A lot of them are left-leaning individuals.
Y'all don't believe
who-
that.
Yes, it is.
Go to
A lot of
ChatGPT
these
and it will tell you
economists-
you gonna pay for them
A lot
tariffs.
of these economists are woke.
Okay. According to a new study, more than 75% of men are more loyal to their barbers than their actual partners.
Woo,
You
my
heard it.
goodness.
Okay, you heard that right. The man will ghost a woman before he ghosts his barber. That's ridiculous. So what's really going on here? Is it about trust, routine, or is the barbershop just where men feel most seen and safe? You're a man.
Well, I ain't had a haircut in a few days, so before the comments come.
you see that?
How
look,
long
I don't
have
want to
you
have.
see that, Willie?
Look, I don't want to
Barbara,
come
this-
back to
this
y'all
is
and read
a
the comments.
legitimate
But you know,
question.
Willie is not loyal to his barber.
How long have you had the same barber?
Before I moved to
Willie said who? No, he don't.
before I moved to this side of town, he was consistent. It was every
Long.
for years. The question at hand is the reason why is when you find a barber that knows your style. It's like you going in. You don't have to. There's no questions asked. They know the cut. They know what time to meet you there. They know all the stuff that you like. You don't got to go and explain it. You go with a woman, and especially with the emotions that exchanges so often, you don't know what you're gonna get from day. At least with your barber, you know you're gonna get the same haircut.
Okay. Now, you just the same time as your barber has taken the time to get to know your style and cut you the way that you like it, a woman takes the time to get to know you and love you the way that you're supposed to be loved. So again, how many years were you with that previous barber, and how many years were you with your ex?
It didn't last years. It didn't last years.
Quickly.
One was about eight years for the barber.
For the barber.
Few months for the.
Child, get really all about it here because he is the statistics that we're talking about.
Right. Okay, but how about this? Is it really about the haircut, or is the barber there as an unofficial therapist? Hype
No,
man.
I'm going to be honest with
a
you.
homeboy.
It is for me about the haircut. I do not like barbershop talk.
Okay.
I think that a lot of it is just that's not my style. So anybody that knows and what I'm not into like rap music and all that stuff. So going in there and hearing a bunch of stuff like that is not. So that's why I like to I pick barbershops that are on the higher end barbershops because they play jazz, classical music. They're talking about books and education.
And they on time.
And they on time. Not going down there to to.
And you ain't gonna have to be there
Jerome
5
Jr.
hours.
Right, waiting, and them texting say, "I'm on my way, man. I'm 15 minutes away, dog."
And then 2 hours later.
2 hours later.
This is no shade to my barber. I love you, Stretch.
I'm talking about hairdressers, a hairstylist on my end. Okay, so
Yeah,
so I have a great hairstylist.
I think anybody
now. I can do that.
in that industry sometimes is very delayed. And I get it because you don't know how things happen in the haircut. But
They
yeah,
people
so here we
too.
go. What was
Well,
this
you know,
question?
like men like to say, they don't like opening up, but somehow they seem to spill their guts, when they. And,
Well, I would say that, like,
when they're at
it's
the
a
bar.
place of men. Men often do not have a safe place to
Really?
be able to express them. Yeah, let me tell you why.
Please.
And y'all not gonna cut me off. So let me tell you why. When
I'm gonna cut them off, y'all.
the reason why is because you go to a woman and you share some open place. I believe sometimes that stuff can come back and then it'll bite you. At that
Depending on the
moment,
woman.
right? That moment, she's like, "Oh my God!" The moment something happens, like, "Well, you just told me you felt that kind of way," and then you know what I'm saying? Like,
Depiction of woman is crazy. We are all not the same.
It's possible.
yeah,
that could
they're
happen.
all little hood. Don't lie.
That's possible
Lord
that
have
could
mercy, not
happen.
a little hood.
You know, men do that too.
Well,
so let's
Contretta,
stop.
a little country and a little ghetto.
He say, what? Okay,
Contretta.
we have
Move
to
on.
take a quick commercial break. But coming up right after this, we have Girlfriend's Guide and Unpopular Opinion. Stay tuned. You're watching POV.
What's up, y'all? It's Friday, and I got a question. So, what song instantly takes you back to your teenage years?
Well, this takes me back to junior high. I don't know if I'm saying the words right, but cotton candy sweet as gold. Let me see you Tootsie Roll. Just make that Tootsie Roll. Tootsie Roll. Okay, that's
She is wild.
Okay, I was gonna take it to the 99s and the 2000s.
Mine
I'm not
is
gonna give y'all too much.
Killing Me Softly with His Word. That song. That's I
Okay.
remember just playing all the time on the radio. Plays Spaghetti Dinners, Forced to Clean Your Room Up.
That's
Listen
a
to
great
that
song.
Spaghetti
Forced
dinners,
to
forced
clean your room.
Lord have mercy. Okay, what other songs y'all got?
Oh, sing it, Willie. Can you sing it a little bit?
What? What was the other
Killing
song?
Me
we heard?
Softly.
No,
got another one?
I will always.
I got
love
some
you.
other ones like Ja Rule,
Right, go ahead.
Ashanti, like everything from like literally from the 90s, like in the early 2000s, like that is so my vibe.
I like the song Pigeon.
Pigeon.
It was the song that came out after Scrub. I don't want
Now
no
why?
pigeon.
Now,
Why did I?
girl that can't get
Why
no-
did I even ask?
now, why would he sit up here and say pigeon when I'm talking about,
Right.
Ja Rule and the
That's right.
Ashantis and, all
Thank
of those
you.
people. Anyways, if y'all have a song that instantly reminds you of your teenage years, especially if you was a 90s baby, drop it down in our comments and we're going to get back to the show.
Welcome back. This is the time where we dive into all things love, life, relationships, and everything in between. Let's get into Girlfriend's Guide. All right, y'all. Now, this one's going to stir the pot just a bit. A woman on social media says it should be mandatory for women to change their phone numbers after marriage. Why? Because according to her, too many marriages are falling apart thanks to folks staying in touch with their exes. Take a look.
Changing your SIM card after you get married is mandatory. Why would you want all your exes, all the guys you used to flirt with, to have access to you now that you are somebody else's wife? It is disruptive. Deleting the numbers doesn't help because they can still reach out to you. Change your SIM card. Be completely inaccessible. Make sure that nobody can reach you except for the people who matter, the people who add value to your life, and the people who will not compromise your marriage.
Somebody heard her.
Yeah.
Very beautiful. I agree with her.
Why? Why do you agree with that?
Because you're starting fresh. It's a new. You're coming into a oneness in a marriage, and I wouldn't leave it just in relationship, ex-relationship. It's also connections with people in general who are too nosy. Some people just get in your family. Not talking about immediate family that you can trust, but even some family members and associates will be all like, well, you know, how he treating your girl, how he doing, you know what I'm saying? Even on both sides. So I feel like when it's a fresh start, and then you say, hey, these are the trusted individuals that I want to have my number. And I think it should be both sides, not just for women. I think men also should say, you know what, let's do this together. Let's start fresh. It's nothing to go back and text someone your new number. So it's not like it's the end of the world now. You can tell she may be somewhere because we don't use hardly no SIM cards these days. But, you know, it's nothing but to go in and just, you know, come and change the number. So Joey looking at me. Here she goes.
Yeah.
I'm just listening to what you
Y'all
got to say.
catch her.
Tell us.
I'm just listening. I don't feel like, you know, I don't feel like it's that serious to go and change a number. Like sometimes people have had their numbers for, you know, years for business purposes, for whatever. To have to completely change your number for the person that you married. First of all, if you got married, I'm sure everyone knows that you got married. Okay. So if somebody is reaching out to you as far as an ex or something like that, you should be secure enough in your relationship to have that conversation with your partner, say, hey, my ex reached out to me for whatever the reason is that the ex reached out for. And y'all have that, you know, open communication. I don't feel like changing my number sounds like an extreme that is like coming from a deeper insecurity from somewhere else.
Yeah.
Now, I can see that side too. I'm not in disagreement. I'm not coming to argue with y'all on this. I can see both sides. I'm just saying for me, I am a fresh start over person. Okay. I do that even being single. I do that. Like when I feel it's too much, like I'm going through some things right now, it's too much with two phones. It's like after I finish this particular project I'm working on, I'm considering just fresh start. When I ran for office, I see people now, Will, you got the same number? Nope, and you can't have the new one. You know, it's like because you just got to, you want to protect your peace. And I said 2025 is all about my peace. So maybe for them, it's like peace. I don't even want to bring, and maybe for her, per se, is maybe emotions that she don't want to go through and have to bring up X emotions. Yeah. And then her husband has to deal with her, you know, feeling some type of way about what happened during that process. Or
maybe she don't want his exes reaching out to him. So it's a tactic for both of them to do it together.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I mean, that's why I said both of them. Yeah.
I wouldn't want to give up my phone numbers, you know, or just throw them out. I mean, I don't have exes that I'm flirting with anyway, but I just don't think I should have to change my number. I just feel like we should have enough trust between each other. Right. Like no one should be trying to hold on to each other's, I want to say like private parts to try to make sure that nobody use them, because everybody should be responsible enough to not do that anyway. Right. And I just think we need to just mature, grow up, and be responsible and accountable and do things right. Yeah. And I don't think we should have to
gonna keep it PG-13. She said private part.
That's right, PG-13. The kids can handle it. Yeah. So are there any gray areas when it comes to staying in touch with an ex? Like what about, you know, co-parenting, mutual friends?
But I wouldn't call someone that I have a child with a ex. Okay. You know, I would put more respect on it, because I feel like even though we may not have worked, I do believe in communication, no matter how crazy y'all think I am. But I do believe in communication, because without it, that's when you fail, even if you're co-parenting. So I would just simply say, you know, my former fiance, you know, my partner, whatever the word to use to relay that this person is no longer in my life, but I have to have communication with them for the better of the child. Could you imagine dating Willie and he come to you and he say, yeah, my ex-fiance hit me up the other day as a girlfriend?
Ooh, child.
Your ex-fiance, what the hell she want?
Let's move. Oh, I wouldn't know what. I just wouldn't know what.
Look, see how I came in peace? Y'all round me back up.
It's easier
Y'all
to say
round
my
me back
ex than
up
say,
now.
oh,
When I
my
was in peace, I was
ex-fiancé.
settling
You
down.
had 10 words. We just
I was gonna marry her.
Right.
And you talking to the new girl.
Oh,
Boy.
wow.
And I may marry you. It depends.
Okay.
That's,
All right,
Bring me back.
honey. So now it's time to move on to, yes, the final segment of the day. Let's get into unpopular opinions. Texas lawmakers are making headlines again. The Senate just passed a bill that would make dads start paying child support from the moment of conception. Oh, yes, right before the baby is even born. So some are calling it fair, while others say it's opening a legal can of worms. What do y'all think? Is this justice for moms, or is it just going way too far?
it's not just for moms. It's ridiculous. Let me explain
Well,
to you
yes.
that it's not. Because I don't know if y'all realize in the legal system that a lot of times that I've seen it, because I work on this side of it, and seen a lot of fathers who are very much wanting to be active, and they're like, you don't have to put me on child support. I will take care, because if they don't, say if they miss a payment, something happens, it goes on. Like there should be, now I'm not saying that all fathers are like this, but from the moment of conception, had there been an agreement that the father wasn't going to be present? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, when do you come to a conclusion that I need, the baby ain't even here, but I know he ain't going to be in the baby's life, so I'm going to go ahead and charge him before the baby born? How does that make sense?
I think this is coming from a space of a woman goes through so much during the actual pregnancy. Like her body is transforming, like she's dealing with all of these emotions and things like that. So I think this is coming from a place of men should also have to pay some sort of price while the woman is pregnant.
Make him pay the price of learning how to come along the journey. Money will never amount to the emotional intelligence that is needed in that process. Because the money part is great. Great. You buy some diapers or formula, or you buying the stuff you need to get your body to stay in line with your prenatal care or whatever. But does that take care of the emotional part?
Yes, but some of them do not come along with the journey.
Right.
But that's the conversation.
problem.
Every man ain't no deadbeat man. Because I think this is what we've been hearing all throughout my life, my 37 years, that every nigga out there is some deadbeat.
Really?
All his life he had to fight.
Fight. For what?
I've been fighting all my life.
But it's just not true. Like, there are men who want to be involved and take care of it, of their child, and of the relationship. Sometimes things just don't happen the way we want it at that particular time. But now, if this is for some of those young parents, they may want to go through that. But you already knew what was the deal when you laid down. Think of the end in the beginning. It may be a moment of pleasure for a lifetime of pain. So think about it before you lay down.
But I think it's a good point, what you're saying, that, for those, dads or whatever, those donors. Yeah, I think, many of them do not want to be a part. I mean, we just saw this on the show the other day. He's like, I'd rather pay. I don't want to be bothered with you at all. But you laid down with that woman. Y'all laid together and had this baby. You didn't use protection. You didn't, do what you were supposed to do, not do it at all. And now you have this baby, and now you don't have anything to do with the child.
Not the child. Did he say the child or the woman?
He wanted to do with the child, honey.
Or the woman.
Or the woman.
He didn't want anything to do with either of them.
I mean, and I think this needs to happen, because I think, a lot of men seem to be able to walk away, and the woman is still there having to take the responsibility and be accountable. And now at conception, this makes the man accountable as well. And I
agree with that piece, but I think it needs to be more, because I'm telling you, make them go to some form of mandatory counseling, even if they're not together, that can help them to assist this. To me, it's just not enough to give somebody some money. Unless you are some billionaire and to you, you're like, hey, you know what? I'm happy with your $1 million a month. Thank you.
What's that one that your friend, your daddy's friend in there, the Tesla guy?
I can't move on.
Okay, so how would the court prove the exact moment of conception, and what are the potential problems with that?
Now, this is a good question, Raquel. Why is this a good question?
You tell me, Willie. Go ahead.
Because these are the same individuals who don't believe that a child is a child from the moment of conception. But it's okay to pay the mother at the child from conception, but the child is not a human from conception when it deals with abortion. Okay, just so y'all know. I just want y'all to know, because we got a lot of Crime News Network watchers, and we know that they can't do it. But because of our great and wonderful president, he
Donald
is making
Jerome Trump.
Yeah,
He is-
his daddy over here. Well, the good thing about this is that it makes people be responsible from the beginning. And at conception, men need to be responsible. That's a wrap for today's show. But before we head out, here's the quote of the day. Have enough courage to trust. And one more time, and always one more time, by Maya Angelou. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll catch you next time on Point of View right here, only on Afro TV.